Hi, this is Cheryl Peterson with Healing Science Today. A recent Gallup poll reported that 81% of Americans believe in God. About half of those believers say that God hears prayers. Prayer means a lot of different things. It can be an appeal, a meditation, a desire. We measure our prayers, whether they are answered or not, but there's another kind of measurement to make. For example, I measure out how often I pray for, say, world peace, healthy teeth, or better finances. And then I compare that weight to the weight of how often I pray to do the will of God. And I'm learning that when I put more weight into praying to do the will of God and actually do it, it feels as though my prayers get answered more often. Let's look at a few more comparisons and their results. Praying for church more often than praying to do the will of divine justice and wisdom leads to disingenuous piety and unoriginal communication. Praying to find a life partner more often than praying for and helping those less fortunate leads to emptiness. Praying for Christ-like humility and to act on divine mercy more often than praying to avoid COVID leads to spiritual courage and well-being. Praying for knowledge of what God has already done more often than praying to maintain what certain human beings have done leads to renewal and unification. From the Bible, the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus said, "The world is full of so-called prayer warriors who are prayer ignorant. They're full of formulas and programs and advice, peddling techniques for getting what you want from God. Don't fall for that nonsense. This is your Father you are dealing with, and He knows better than what you think you need. With a God like this loving you, you can pray very simply, like this: Our Father in heaven, reveal who you are. Set the world right. Do what's best, as above, so below. Keep us alive with 3 square meals. Keep us forgiven with you and forgiving others. Keep us safe from ourselves and the devil. You're in charge. You can do anything you want. You're ablaze in beauty. Yes, yes, yes." I'll also read From Science and Religion to God, a briefer narrative of Mary Biggieretti's Science and Health with Key to the Scriptures. The motives for prayer will be exposed. You can't hide ulterior motives. Don't acquire the habit of pleading with God as though God is a human being with a brain that can be triggered into action. It is a mistake to think prayer coaxes the divine being into reality. Prayer must be kept modest and open to new ideas. Dismiss the holier-than-thou attitudes that often taint prayer. Prayer becomes dangerous when it's used to gratify the senses and emotions. It is ridiculous to congratulate yourself for loving those who love you if you aren't blessing your enemies too. Experience teaches us that there is room for improvement in all forms of prayer. God's law has given us dominion to express all the excellent, beautiful, and useful elements created by God. You can become conscious right now of the well-being and intelligence that is purely divine. You've been given authority not to manage sin, sickness, or other people, but to experience the consciousness of intelligence well being, truth, and love.